Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Preview Review. With me, as always, is Kev. Someday I'll get this finger point figured out. Kev, how are we doing tonight, buddy?
I am thrilled to be here. I just feel so alive. We have a very exciting preview review coming up, James.
Surprise
I know,
one. Surprise one.
yeah. It's a show we've been looking forward to
Yep.
discussing once it comes out, but I did not expect this trailer to drop. How are you doing?
No, I am doing great, and I am the same way you were. I texted you real early this morning, being like, got an hour tonight because we got a shadow drop of the new Daredevil Born Again trailer released today. The only hint of it was that yesterday on their Instagram account, there was a post that said 7 a.m. And I think it had a time zone, maybe mountain time. I can't remember exactly. So this popped this morning. I have not seen anything on it other than I know who's in it. Like I've seen, the main players are in it. Not surprising.
Yep. And that would be a good time for us to throw out a spoiler warning.
Mega spoilers.
It won't be our fault if this show, for instance, decides to include a major cameo or introduction to a character. So if you want all that stuff to be fresh, I would say a couple things. Stay off Twitter, and we'll see you at the next episode. Leave a like on your way out. Right,
yeah,
James?
Like,
Spoiler
subscribe.
alert.
Yep, get on your way if you don't want anything spoiled here, because we have no control over this or what we're about to see. I do know a couple people that are in it, but we'll see here. So if you don't want any of Daredevil spoiled, don't watch this. Does it come out in March? Is that right? April? Is it March? I don't remember.
It's coming soon. But yeah, if I know anything, that 80% of our trailers that score below an 8 out of 10 have major spoilers and tell us things that don't need to be told. Now, I may have pulled that stat completely out of my bald head.
No, it's real.
You will find that
database. We track everything.
I promise you.
Now, I did give the newest Castlevania trailer a 7, not because it spoiled anything. I think it's just too slow and too much exposition. And if you've not watched the show, you're going to watch it, and about a minute in, it starts to get really good. But that first minute, you're going to lose. If you don't know what you're looking at, you're like, pass, move on. So I did give that one a 7.
75% of all of our preview reviews.
It's not a lie. Not a lie. It's very detailed. We track this.
Make sure you guys go check out that preview review as well. I got another one coming up for you guys too. So noties on.
We're back. 2025 has arrived. Yep. Name of the game today, folks, is we're going to do a review of the preview. We are watching this Daredevil trailer, and regardless of how excited or not excited we are for the series, we are going to give this specific trailer a review. That's it. This trailer, which I think this one could be interesting considering we don't know. Is it a revival of the Netflix show? Is it not? We know who's starring in it. It's been leaked out a lot, but who are they going to show? Who are they not? So there's a lot. This one could get a little convoluted, complex, Kev. This might be our hardest score yet, depending on how this trailer goes.
A lot could happen in the next couple
writing
of
on
minutes. This feels a lot like Chris Nolan's Odyssey for me, right? It could go very well, could go very poorly.
Good, bad, ugly. Woof, yeah.
Disney's. We'll just stick with Marvel. All right, we'll leave Star Wars for Wednesdays, but
that's another time and place.
Track record with Marvel is spotty at best.
Yeah, recent times not so good.
It's like Wi-Fi in the forest. Every once in a while.
Okay, folks. I don't know where Kev's going with his Wi-Fi on the forest, or if Chewbacca's involved. That's neither here nor there. We've got the Marvel Born Again, Daredevil Born Again trailer. So I'm going to add this. Pause it real quick.
Thank you.
And we're off. Kev, any final words before we go down this rabbit hole?
Here's the hope. cheers everywhere.
I believe. I was gonna sing I believe I can fly. It's not what we wanted here, is it? All right, here we go. The Daredevil Born Again trailer.
Thank you for finding the time.
I will admit, it's not entirely
Knew they were both back.
unpleasant seeing you again.
Ooh, boy.
A lot
Big
of time
guys
has
are back.
passed.
A lot of
But
time has
look at
passed,
it.
okay?
You've come up in the world.
How's he do that?
I could say
boy?
the same about you.
The mayor serves his city. I can see you're not entirely convinced.
There's the mayor
Can you
now.
blame me?
Not changed.
Can't shake the feeling that you're gaming the system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
The line was crossed.
It's
What
hard
happened?
to come to terms with the violent nature. Hating the power
We knew he was back.
it has over us.
March
March
forward,
there we go.
big
The
guy.
city can't go
Yeah,
unchecked.
Bullseye's back too.
Love the soundtrack.
Sometimes
Yeah, it's great.
peace needs to be broken.
Who that was?
Chaos must reign.
Vanessa's back.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
Back.
I was raised to believe in grace. But I was also raised
This girl right there.
to believe in retribution.
Red suit's back.
All right, Disney, huh?
Wow.
Wow. Saw some things on that trailer I
Whoa,
wouldn't expect to see on Disney. Whew.
Yes, let's just talk about that. Wow. Graphic. Not what I was expecting. Let's call a spade. Daredevil's introduction in the MCU really changed his character quite a bit, and he was not like
Oh,
this.
God.
The gold, and there is a reference in there, the gold mask.
That better
we're
be the
talking
only
about
one.
The She-Hulk reference. Yeah, hopefully that man, that to me was, we still don't know if it connects or not to the Netflix series, right? That looked like Netflix Marvel.
Absolutely. It looks
Maybe
like it.
worse.
I
Holy
think when
shit.
we go through it, we may
Catch
there
some
may
hints.
be a few clues that to me make it feel that it is going to be
Sure
if
seemed
not
like
a
it, right?
direct follow, I think it's going to be something that's
Spiritual
spiritual.
successor?
Exactly. That it's going to be along the same lines with the multiverse split open in the MCU. It doesn't have to be the exact same, but it could
Yeah.
be very similar. But it seems like, and I'll save it so when we get there, we can talk about it as we go beat by beat here. But I think that's something for us collectively to keep an eye out for. Is there footage from the Netflix stuff that gets used? Stuff like that, I feel like is a good sign that they, if not directly, they want it to be a spiritual sequel, as you said.
Yeah. You mentioned that the music was great. Love the music. Let's just start kind of, this is gonna be tricky here.
Well done with the editing. They did our favorite, one of our favorite tropes, at least mine, the quick cut crescendo towards the end as things get more and more visceral. My God. And again, it wasn't just the music. When we talk about, now I guess I did specifically say soundtrack, so let's just give another point. The audio editing was phenomenal because when that guy's leg gets broken, you don't actually see much. It's the sound that does
I
it.
felt it. I felt that shit like, or when they
Because
pop
of
his arm or elbow and it's just blood.
Yeah, well, the arm definitely had the visual.
That
That's
had a
what shocked
visual
me.
element, the crack. Like, this is not something we see in the MCU, have seen yet, right?
It might not be. I mean, well, now that Deadpool's a part of it, it's hard to say that we haven't seen
Yeah.
that? Because
Deadpool did a lot of
we've
stuff.
seen
but
everything now.
What's a way to put the Deadpool Wolverine thing? It's a lot of blood and violence, but not is realistic the term. Like it's a lot of cartoony, like chopping legs off, etc. Move on. Like they're emphasizing the fights and the blood and the breaks, like it just that one has got me like
I know that's just the work of a great
yeah,
Foley, man.
great sound
Tip,
editing there. Yeah.
tip of the cap to you, whoever's on that team, 'cause that was great.
Yeah.
So that'll be some things to look for and listen for. But
Yeah.
yeah, overall, I'd say it's off to a good start.
Yeah.
Of course, I have a few
Kev always does.
negative
And that's
takeaways.
why
I always
he's
do. That's what I'm
the
here for.
curmudgeon Kev with a K. All right, so let's go beat for beat here. Kev, just tell me when you want to stop. Pretty quick introduction in the halls here.
Thank you for finding the time.
Ooh.
So we get Kingpin here.
Yeeting
and-
somebody.
Yeah, he's cooking somebody, and it's a lot of quick cuts. There we go.
What a freeze.
What a hell of a quite the freeze there.
Dude, it was kind of Fortnite dance, man. He's like bunny hopping.
Yeah. But we do get confirmation that he is in it. Obviously, was this shown, this meeting between these two? Was there some more promotional images or video of
Yes.
these two? Came out before, right?
Yep, there was. I can't remember if it was a still. It might have even been a couple of seconds of video. But yeah, we've seen this before. We knew this was a thing. I mean, I think right. I mean, in the Punisher news had also gotten out quite some time ago. So
Yeah,
no real surprises on that front.
I don't think there's any official clips of the Punisher or Bullseye, but that was leaked out or announced. So we knew they were coming back. Even like the Foggy and Karen thing where we see them briefly, they have never been announced, but they were caught on set. So we did know that was coming too.
Yeah,
I will admit, it's not entirely unpleasant seeing you again.
That's an interesting phrase.
Yeah.
A lot of time has passed.
So so we're trying to connect right to Netflix.
Yep. A lot of time has passed.
Big line right there. A lot of time has passed.
And I will say, I'll just say it now because we may end up pausing and breaking up this dialogue a bit. I have mixed feelings about this because what I think they are doing is establishing that this is a sequel to the Netflix Daredevil. And that's why we have this dialogue here where he says, "Oh, hey, I'm a mayor. How come you quit being a vigilante?" Like he literally in a diner is talking about this guy being a vigilante. And I thought he's supposed to have a secret identity.
Yeah.
So it seems like it's very much for like a where we last left our heroes kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But if this is
last time on Daredevil,
right? Exactly. If this is actually in the show though, that sucks. Like
could this be like
hi, Daredevil, I'm the mayor now. Like, bro,
could this be the opening of the show? Maybe like it'd be kind of corny, but could this be?
I hope
an opening scene.
best.
Maybe like your opening scene is you see some mayor highlights of him, some stuff of where he is now, and then all of a sudden they're meeting at the diner, and you just kind of establish the world, bang, go on your way. Is that a possibility?
If that happens, right? I just hope that some of this dialogue got cut out and that some of the dialogue specifically is for the trailer because again, if we're in the first episode, that's great, but you don't have to. If this guy is the mayor, Daredevil knows he's the mayor. He doesn't have to say, well, being the mayor comes like that's strictly for the audience only. And there are plenty of ways to visually tell us he's the mayor. To quote or pull from one of my favorite examples, the Penguin does this just by having Mayor Bella Real flyers. I mean, obviously, if you've seen the movie before, you know where you're at. But if you didn't, you still know that she's the mayor because you see the flyers all over town. Nobody has to sit there and say, "Hey, how's our mayor?" You know. So, anywho, I wouldn't be me if I wasn't mad at a little
Yeah, you're curmudgeon.
exposition.
So our last, correct me if I'm wrong, our last moments with these two in not the MCU, because they both got brought back to varying degrees, in the Marvel Netflix show, he's going to jail, right? Kingpin is going to jail for life, and Daredevil goes on his merry way. Bullseye maybe is going to jail too, right? I can't remember exactly.
So did you say, are we excluding anything that's happened with the
Yeah,
'cause
MCU.
I know She-Hulk doesn't really count, but the last time I saw this guy, he got shot in the eye.
Yeah. So I'm just going Netflix. Yeah, because in the MCU, so there's a whole nother thing there, like where Kingpin was introduced in the MCU and he kind of seems like he has superpowers almost. Like he's got super strength and shit, right? He's in Hawkeye and
Yep.
Echo. And I've not finished Echo.
Neither
I
have
have finished
come to
Hawkeye.
think of it.
I'm talking specifically Netflix. He's going to jail forever, right? Because they also bring Vanessa's back. She's not in any MCU stuff. She's very little in the final season of the Netflix show too, because she's off being hidden or she's overseas, or I can't remember exactly. It's been a long time.
Yeah, I think you're right though. So yeah, I'm glad that they didn't tell us here in the trailer, but it will be interesting to see how those things are tied, if they are tied. Because again, it could be that this is not going to be a direct sequel to that original timeline. Who knows what's coming up? I would think that if they're bringing all these characters over, that it would be. But who knows?
By the end of this, we're gonna take a guess. We're gonna put our money where our mouth is, Kev. At the end of this preview review, we're gonna decide if it is or not and see how it goes. So my guess is like you. They brought these characters back. We'll see here. Okay, let's keep going.
By the look of it,
I'm gonna try to get this. This is our only look at Foggy and Karen. They are back officially. The rumor was they rewrote the show because they weren't in the first draft of it, right?
Among
millions,
other things, yeah. I think there was a lot that was bad about that first version. But for whatever reason, that certainly was a good enough. I don't know. Not bringing those two back would have been a big mistake, and I'm not saying that just because one of them is my favorite Mighty Duck of all time.
Hell yeah, he is. Fuck yeah, he is, folks. Yeah, he is.
Up in the world.
I could say the same about you.
Why is it so
this
cold?
This would be a little clunky if they're talking. Like, I understand what you're saying here. Yeah.
Where he's like, I could say the same about you. And he's like, why'd you stop being a vigilante? It's like, bro, you're in a diner. And also, why is it so cold in that diner? I can see everybody's breath. You're the mayor, it's an empty diner. You're like, hey, turn the heat on in this abandoned diner.
Left side here, Kev, if you look, you can see a Steve Rogers reference. Captain America's shield. Kind of a fun little catch there.
Nice. They're doing it on Broadway, I bet.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Very good.
Yep.
Happy New Year. What kind of, and see, but, and here's the visual I was talking about, right?
This is it. We know he's the mayor.
It's coming with him literally saying, being a mayor, I'm responsible for the people. Sorry, I'm trying to work on that. I'm going to practice that voice.
I don't know how he gargles like that without crucifying his vocal cords. How's he not?
Yeah, it's almost like he just takes a cup of sand from a beach and gargles it first.
Yeah. I don't know how like one of those. I don't know, man. It's wild. Good for him.
Somebody give me some Marlboros.
Just smoking all the time.
Serves his city.
Yeah, all this imagery would be
entirely convinced.
The pin was enough for me, right? He's got his little America pin.
You got the Kingpin graffiti here.
Nobody not getting paid by the government wears one of those unless it's the 4th of July. Come on, man.
Yeah, it's the only time of the year.
Nobody's that patriotic.
A little cool transition here.
That was a
I can't.
Pretty cool. I'm glad you called that out.
The system.
Why did you stop being a vigilante?
There are people in there. Mm-hmm. Okay, it's not an abandoned diner. There's people in that diner. He's like, why'd you quit being Batman?
Yep. This is our first official confirmation that the red suit is back, which is great because that gold suit is no good, and I associate it with that shit show She-Hulk.
Which is the biggest crime of them all, because that show took something that at one point was a fond bit of nostalgia for Daredevil fans, because the gold, if memory serves, I think that's, if it's not the original, like
I
it's
think
an old school version.
Yeah, it
Like,
might be the original. Yeah.
was near and dear to a lot of Daredevil super fans. And now, again, all we can think about is the awful
Walk of shame.
version of him that we got. Yeah, and the walk of shame. Yeah, that's exactly like that's what
Mhm.
interrupted my sentence, was I saw him walking out carrying his little boots. I was like,
What makes me
oh my
believe
God.
this might be a different version. We'll get to that. We'll get to that because that version is universally hated.
Yeah, keep him out.
Yeah.
As cool as the mask scene that we're going to see was, the fact that it was in there was actually a negative point for me.
Yeah,
personally.
like it,
I won't
maybe
hold
it. I,
the grade. I won't grade it against that.
yeah, we'll get to that too and talk about
Why?
that. That's a pretty cool.
That wound is too raw still.
Yeah.
Leave it alone.
I'm still
Quit
infected.
picking at that scab.
Yeah, I won't stop picking at it.
It's hard to come to terms with the violent nature.
So there is our first look at John Bernthal as. Oh wait, that might not be. That's not him, is it?
Maybe not in this shot, but I do
Yeah.
think he's in this. He's in this fight sequence because, or I don't know, or it's a guy
Maybe
that
he's
looks
not.
kind of like him.
Kind of looks like him, but let's
Hating the power it has over us.
get in his ass kicked.
There's Dwayne the Rock Johnson there.
Hey, here's how you do a bloody scene without making it fucking weird, James Gunn.
Hey,
I couldn't
right,
help
you don't
but
have to
think
have-
about this compared to the Superman deal.
That way was so much cheaper. They just filmed the floor, dude.
They
That's
just
one of the
filmed
times
floor
where I
and
would say,
just
you know what?
dripped
Yeah,
blood, just dripped red dye,
yeah.
and it fucking was better.
I would have taken 3 CGI drops over that whole crypto.
Yeah.
Come here, like,
That's-
dude, what?
That's the worst part of that trailer too.
Were you out of squibs? You didn't want to do a second take on
Nah.
that?
Not good. Confirmation March 4th, as we were talking about it before. Couldn't remember when, so that's fun. Not too far out.
Real.
So there is Bullseye, who is back. The main villain of the final season of the Marvel show. One of the main villains. So that's fun. I can't remember. For some reason, I thought his face was fucked up at the end of that show, but obviously it's not here. And I could be wrong. I could be remembering wrong.
So you
It's
get the
been a bit.
bullseye carved in his head, Colin Farrell style. That's what I'm waiting for.
We do see him with his mask, which is cool.
This city can't go
It was a
unchecked.
cool looking mask.
So you
Unlike
get him-
those, incredibly bland.
Yeah, this reminds me of the Joker scene from The Dark Knight when they robbed the bank. To me, I don't think this is him. I think this is just clever editing, or anybody with him, because I think they just cleverly edit it.
Go unchecked.
You know?
Yeah, I think these are just going to be some random faceless.
Yeah,
robbers
I think
that
they're nothing. I think that's
forced. This is our classic Joseph Campbell
Bait and
hero's
switch.
journey. The 12 steps.
Oh.
You've got the reluctant hero, the Wyatt Earp, the I did my time, Marshall.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be a hero anymore.
Yeah.
And then wouldn't you know it, he's just going about his day, and some shit happens that
It's caught
requires
at the
him
bank.
to be a
Yep.
hero. And so these guys they're just going to be the inciting event, really, to get him back into
Yep.
this town's too dirty. Someone has to protect these poor
I gotta go
innocent
back to
people
Gotham.
at the bank.
I gotta go back.
Only the bank should be stealing that money. Sorry.
I
Hey,
gotta
what?
protect this. I gotta protect this bank.
Yeah.
People in the world.
There aren't enough people looking
No
out for
dirty
Wall
laundry
Street.
here. All right. Never done.
Sometimes peace needs to be
The
broken.
music's awesome. Okay, I don't know who this is.
Is that going to be Elektra?
Well, technically, isn't there an Elektra in the Netflix series? Isn't that his sister? Or is that no? She go by a different. That's not Elektra, right? Who's his sister play? The Asian American woman.
I do not know.
Let's take a pause for station identification. Daredevil season 2 characters. I'm almost positive that's Daredevil. I think she's in season 2. I just want I want the characters. Yeah, there we go. There, let's give me the TV series here, IMDb. Why don't you help me out? Okay.
None of that. None of
Top
that
cast.
Affleck stuff.
Nope. Oh, there were 30. Oh, I guess I don't ever count the I always forget about the Defender series that I've never watched, which is actually kind of important. Nessa, Father Latham. Yeah. Elektra is in the Marvel series. It's his sister or half sister. I can't remember exactly. Played by Elodie Young. She is in the series.
So she'll be in this series too, you said?
Well, I'm going to spoiler alert a show that came out forever ago. She's dead. She got killed.
Oh, so there's not going to be
there's
a new Elektra.
She dies in the Defenders, which I never watched. I didn't know I needed to, so I watched season 1 and 2, came back years later, watched season 3 because I forgot I'd never watched it and was confused as fuck because I didn't know what was going on. Because you actually have to watch the Defenders, because the Defenders is essentially like season 3.5. Like, I think she dies at the end of season 2, is revived by the Hand during the Defenders, dies again, and then the beginning of season 3, Daredevil's beat to shit, and it's from the end, like the very ending of that series. Which, so I don't quote me on all this, but that sounds something like that. But so she's in it. This is not her.
Maybe it'll be another femme fatale. That's essentially what I was getting at, is whenever you see our dashing caped hero in a tux dancing with someone, unless it's a 90s Batman movie, in which case it would just be Vicky Vale or whoever they got to replace Vicky Vale in the second one, because I probably just didn't want to pay the actress, so they just made it somebody else. But it's normally, right, a secret villain, right? There's almost never anybody that a hero is dancing with that isn't somebody that's going to try to kill him later, right?
Yeah, right. I also said she's Asian American. Boy, am I wrong. She's French. My
sacre
apologies. Yeah, I am a dingus. Ripsels. Like I said, I couldn't remember exactly. So, whoops, my bad. Apologies.
Excuse-moi, s'il vous plaît.
Parlez-vous français? That's all I got.
There it is.
All I got.
That's good.
Okay, so we think this is obviously a love interest that's probably gonna try to kill him, because if we get here in a second, we get a shower scene.
Oh, right after we see a silenced pistol. Potentially, now this might be me doing the Screen Crush New Rockstars thing where you make a mountain out of a molehill, but it could be. I got to put my game theory voice on for this.
It's a very hard cut. That is so fast.
That's a pistol. You can see it right there. It could be that this pistol being shown right before a scene, actually in between. We've got him dancing with the lady, a pistol, and then they're doing it in the shower. To me, that's foreshadowing she's an assassin.
Oh, my
but that's just a theory.
We are not turning into them, dog.
A Kev theory.
Do we think this is this? Yeah, that looks like Matt Murdock, doesn't it? Yeah. Yeah, that does.
Seems like she's having a good time.
Chaos.
Yep. Okay, yes, we start to get. There's Bullseye.
Ooh.
We see one of his masks. He puts on a different one later. And then we get the return of Vanessa. Too far. Oh, that's a lot of cuts here. So this is
help me.
I love the Rorschach mask. Is awesome. You got Vanessa here, Wilson Fisk's wife. This is her return. I think she's barely in Daredevil season 3. She's a lot in season 2, but she's off doing some other things because he's trying to protect her. We've seen this. Okay, so we've seen this before too, right? This was in a preview trailer or something. There's blood splattered back there. The cheers. I do remember this shot. And then we get. I'm just gonna start clicking because I saw. Here is the return of the Punisher.
Oh, okay. This is where I gripe a little bit. All right, guys. Okay.
John Bernthal's return. Kev, give me your gripes.
This is great. I have no issue with showing him. We all know he's going to be in the show. All right. I have no problem
Okay.
with some kind of reveal. What bothers me about this is it very much appears to be their introduction. And maybe, hopefully I'm wrong. Maybe it'll just be a clever misdirection. But he yells Frank and then says, "Can you drop the knife?" So much like when The Flash came out and before Ezra Miller did a bunch of crimes and they had to market the film around Batman and Supergirl, two characters that were very clearly meant to be a surprise. If you watch the movie, they go out of their way to hide that long-haired Bruce Wayne is Michael Keaton. It's a big reveal in the movie, but we all knew about it because the only way anybody was going to go watch that stupid movie is if somebody said, "Hey, this is actually a Batman movie. We know you all hate Ezra Miller, but we just paid them a lot of money to play two roles in this stupid movie. But hey, Batman's here. Won't that be cool?" Yeah. And so when you had that moment then in the theater where you have this long-haired old bastard talking shit to two versions of the Flash, there is no mystery. You know it's Michael Keaton, and it feels really dumb that it gets played out and treated like it's some reveal. Like there's even the slow zoom in on his face as if the audience is supposed to. It's almost like the On Your Left scene, right? Where they kind of let it sit there because, you know, the whole audience is, woo, hell yeah, everybody's here. Yeah. They kind of played it like that, but there was no big reveal. We all knew it. And that is a long way for me to say that this is probably going to take away from that scene when it happens, when you have your inevitable fight between the two. Not gonna be as cool.
Am I putting the hatchet down?
I mean, I'm sure.
Okay, so I can understand. Like, you would have rather just save that. I can respect that. Let's just save that reveal. We know he's in it. Yeah, don't show that. Does that scene give you any belief that this is new or old, continuation or new? Like, to me, if we're saying like you go off of Wilson Fisk early, going, it's been a long time, you know, makes me believe that's him. He just doesn't recognize him because it's been so long until he goes, Frank. And then he's like, oh, shit.
Right.
Like maybe he walked into the wrong thing.
Right. Like it's another point for continuation, right? That this is that what you're thinking? That this is another point that this is a follow to the Netflix. Yep. I agree. That's what this was one of the points too, where I was thinking, well, it seems like they really want us to
really going out of their way.
Remember the Netflix show, right? In this trailer.
Remember Netflix's Daredevil. That's how it went, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
I think this is a continuation.
I was raised to believe in grace.
I don't know who this guy is, but what they really hone in on him like he's important. And maybe he's not, but they linger here for a second.
Is he going to be like a secondary antagonist, some sort of courtroom foil? Like this guy's going to be
that could be
a sleazy defense attorney or something. He's going to be a real Saul Goodman, this guy.
Yeah, they hang on him just long enough and he's the only character on screen. It's like, why is this guy here?
He reminds me of Worm Tongue, right? You got a little Worm Tongue vibe to him.
Jesus.
Right? Tell me.
Yeah.
The pale skin, the eye bags on top of eye bags.
Does he turn King Theoden into a fucking marshmallow?
Yeah, he's just a guy whispering in Fisk's ear.
Yeah.
I'm going to like this show. It's going to be great.
Click here. This is creepy as fuck. This is not something I expected to see. This is there's a lot of imagery coming here that I did not expect.
Oh yeah, on top of the breaking bones.
Yeah, this is the first like, oh fuck. This looks like a horror movie. If I show this picture to anybody, I say, what is this from? And I take that Disney logo out, they're gonna say it's a horror movie.
Yeah.
Not this.
That or Jonestown. Yeah.
It's here we just get okay. So there was the bullseye mask, the official one.
I don't hate it. I don't see any like bullseyes on it.
The white Cincinnati Bengals helmet.
That's true.
Yeah, I like that it's not just like a bullseye. Like it's a little different. I'm okay with it.
It's yeah, I was thinking it's like it's probably good to avoid just putting like a bullseye right there on his forehead. We've seen how
Yeah,
that looks.
it's not
And
great.
yeah, some things don't translate well from comics to live action. Some things were goofy even in the comics, and we just
Yeah,
dealt with
so
it.
mhm.
And Bullseye's costumes at times were in the latter for my
Just let
money.
him ride. Yeah,
Just, oh man, this guy's a goofball. So
correct.
I'm good with this. I think it's
Same.
probably an upgrade.
You just get a
Well,
lot of
That was our
That was I don't know if this is what a
oh,
place to
great
stop.
pause. It
Uh,
is funny thing about when you pause visual or movie video
uh-huh.
stuff like this, because now we can see the coordination, right? Like look at the other actor, the way he's like just leaned up against the wall. Like you can
Yeah.
tell he's kind of setting him up for it.
Oh, yeah, that is kind of
Oh.
funny. Yeah. I want to go back just to that fucking glass in the eye was big yikes. A lot of cuts here.
Yeah,
That
because the
hurts.
folks hanging you can maybe miss
Yep.
the first time.
You
This
can't
is the
miss this. This is
yeah, this is the one that lingers where you're like, oh wow, they're showing his messed up eye. That's
yeah.
oh, okay.
Yeah,
In
this
the
is
trailer.
I'm gonna let these ride. I don't think we need to stop on all the
I
broken
was also
bones,
raised.
but
B didn't see it though.
no.
To believe in retribution.
Okay, there we go.
Ooh, they got the silver one too. Yeah, I mean,
So this gives me pause, right? Like the rest of this trailer makes me think this is a continuation of the Netflix show, right? You got the red masks, right?
yep.
But you've got the gold one, which is She-Hulk, right? Which is
Please God, no.
the silver one's new. That's from nothing, right? That I know of.
As far as
The
no
silver and that
pre-existing MCU
black
stuff
or
that I know
dark
about.
red one, whatever that is from nothing that we know about, correct?
Yeah, I was hoping that these would just be comic book Easter eggs in that
Hopefully, okay, so there's your
it's
out.
been a
Yeah.
long time, right? We don't know how long it's been, but
So could
theoretically he could have put new uniforms on before he
yeah,
retired
or
was
just
my hope.
prototypes. So you're thinking that maybe this is try to throw you off the scent. Hey, we're gonna stick this gold helmet in here so people are like, oh, is it a continuation? Type shit.
Yeah, I guess so. And I may just be dead wrong about this one,
Mhm.
but I can't for the life of me put myself in a headspace where anyone involved with this show would want any of us to be thinking, "Oh, remember She-Hulk?"
Yeah.
Right? Like
No, but yeah,
I don't
badly
think
receptive.
that's what
Reception's
anybody
terrible.
wants,
Mhm.
which is why I'm surprised this is here at all. I don't know that I think this might do you more harm than good by putting that one little mask in there. You maybe could have just shown a
If you
couple of
take
them.
that mask out and just leave the other 4, we're like, "Oh, this is cool," and we move
People
on.
are like, "Dope, cool. Maybe we'll see him in an alternate uniform." But
Yeah.
because that gold one's
We're
there,
going, "Is it
instead of
like"
thinking, "Oh, that look at that Easter egg, dude. You
Yeah.
never see the gold uniform." They're like, "Oh God, remember
Fuck,
when he wore that to
no.
bang She-Hulk? What the hell was
Yeah.
that, dude?" And they went and bought Daredevil or Deadpool anyway. You know, they had to. No, I'm just kidding. We all know
Right.
She-Hulk. She-Hulk. I think maybe did it first. Deadpool stole her gimmick, man. That's brutal. That and Slade Wilson's gimmick, but that's a different
That's
day.
neither here nor there, right?
Different day.
Neither here nor there. Back in the that's the Netflix suit.
Dude, the growl was funny, right? Did
Yeah.
that make you laugh the first time?
Yeah. God, that fucking broken bone. Fuck.
It's like,
The
why
crack.
does he sound like a tiger? Like a literal jungle cat. What was that?
Okay, 2 things. First, do we believe this is a continuation of the Netflix Marvel series?
I do. If I'm going to have to take a
We have to
guess
say yes or
and
no.
make a bet, I'm going to bet yes.
I
Yes,
am
it
too.
is.
I'm saying yes. I absolutely think it is. Now, whether that's still the same Daredevil as the She-Hulk one, like hopefully not, but we'll see what they do there. I think this is absolutely a continuation of him. The way they're like, oh, it's a long time. It's been a long time.
Wouldn't be surprised if in a couple years She-Hulk is just removed from Disney. That's why we
Yeah.
always say buy the stuff that you want in case you ever want to have it. Because
nobody's buying
over
that.
in DC land, I know they're removing
Except
content.
all the Acolyte fans will buy it.
Yeah, just
Okay, so part of it. What's the most surprising thing for you from the trailer, Kev?
the broken bones. The fact that they're
graphicness.
going to be
Yeah.
that graphic.
I'm
It's a
all
good
here for
thing.
it, though.
It's
I'm all
pleasant
here for it.
surprise.
I'm
Yeah.
here for it. But did not expect that at all, because Daredevil and She-Hulk was not like that.
And Disney, with the exception of Deadpool, not generally like that either. Now, I don't know how much credit Deadpool and Wolverine's success should be given for this vision being greenlit, because we do know it was
They're developed kind of at
completely
the same time.
rewritten. So
Yeah.
how
Mhm.
far along was this when that was going on? So we don't really
Yeah.
know, but I don't want to give it too much credit, but it sure probably helped the studio
Yeah.
to feel comfortable to say, okay, well, hey, look, we can absolutely sell this product on Disney Plus. Plenty of parents, plenty of adults have this. We can
Yeah.
filter it, and good. It's going to be to the show's benefit, I believe. I would not have wanted to see a watered down version of the Netflix show with just the same characters.
Mhm.
If you're going to go this route, if you're going to bring all these characters back,
Gotta go this
just
route.
go with what worked, and got to
Yeah.
go this route. Exactly. So, yeah, I think
agree.
it's going to be
Quite funny that it's going to be like come full circle moment, right? Because these shows were not technically a part of the MCU, and specifically Daredevil. The rest of the shows, like Jessica Jones, season 1, Jessica Jones is elite. The Luke Cage show is hit or miss. The Iron Fist show is universally panned. Actually, is he just in Defenders? I can't remember exactly. Anyway, then Marvel did their own thing, their own shows, and a lot of them are like, ugh, like, what are we doing here?
right.
But now it's like a full circle moment, because if we're correct, and I think we are, they're coming all the way back to that Netflix show to put that back on TV.
Yeah, and it'll potentially be the best one that they've
And
done.
looks fucking awesome.
We'll see, but
Yeah, we'll see. But the bones are there right now.
I think, based on that trailer, I think it's easily going to place in the top 5. Might not be the highest bar that I'm setting, but
the Disney shows isn't a high bar. Okay, Kev. What the fans all came here for? Time to put a number on it. We got to wrap this up and get along. What are you putting on it?
We are going to give this, despite it maybe giving some parts away, it didn't do nearly enough of the spoiling that we warned about. So I'm comfortable with giving this one an 8, James. I think it was very good, very well done. There are things I would have done differently or would have liked to have seen done differently.
Maybe
or just a quick flash of him, little things like that. I would have done less in the diner, or would have changed it up, but we'll see. We'll revisit that when we get to the show. I have a feeling
if that's not in the show, then all of a sudden it increases your thought on the trailer.
Exactly. I'm back. Then I'm on board. I'm good if that's how they go with it. But
I'm going to
what about you?
A little higher. I'm going to go 8.5. The editing, the sound editing, the organ music in the background, the proof that this is going to be, whether it is a continuation or not, is going to be very similar in style and brutality to the Netflix show. I really like it. So I'm going to go 8.5. Put it in the Hall of Greatness. I don't know what else is in there, but there's something in there. It's not number 1. It's not number 1 ever. We'll say that.
One point, we're gonna have to tier list these bad boys.
Yeah, I know. Then we have to
we're
go
gonna
back.
We're gonna
go back and try to guess what we guessed. Like, and we're like, what? We watched that fucking trailer. I know we gave one.
Fun.
I know there's one out there that got a 10. I have no idea. I don't remember what it was. We did give a 10 out once.
Ooh, if you guys remember, let us know in the comments.
Let us know in the comments. Okay, Kev, let's get you out of here. You got places to be and people to see. Where can the fine folks at home find you at?
You can find me on Carnage Unleashed Wednesdays, right before our wonderful program, talking about MMA, boxing, kickboxing, and a little bit of wrestling with the rest of the Carnage crew. You can also find me on Bite Size Sports, talking a little hoops, talking a little football. Make sure you subscribe so you can see all of the live shows we have
Okay.
over there. And then, of course, the Clout Route on Sunday mornings, 11 a.m. Danny and I, for all of your internet comedy needs. Come hang out and enjoy the insanity that is clout chasing on the internet. James, where can they find us throughout the rest of the week?
Us. You can find us here on dDweeb Mondays, 6 p.m. Eastern on the Weekly dDweeb, where we talk about our favorite entertainment stories from the past week. And then Wednesdays, 9 p.m. Eastern on Han Shot First, our flagship Star Wars show, where by the time this airs, we'll be moving past Skeleton Crew. Going to have some tier lists, some other stuff coming up. We're going to change it up a little bit as we prep, kind of wait around for Andor. So thank you guys for watching. This is Preview Review. Please like, subscribe, share. We're at 152 and climbing. Till next time, folks, we'll see you.